My name is Chloe Friedman, and I'm a public relations and communications professional. I may not have all the answers, but I'm willing to find them out with you. I'll help you communicate with yourself and others to find your goals and reach your dreams. I'm an expert in organization and prioritization. Visit winggirlpr.com for more information and follow me on Instagram at winggirlpr. Now, take the journey and find your wings. Hi, everyone. I was having a conversation with one of my good friends recently, and she brought up the topic of collaborating. She said, I'd like to hear you talk about collaborating without losing your identity in a future episode. And it really made me think about collaborations and partnerships and how we picture the compromise that two people are making, but we tend to not picture ourselves and our identity. And when I thought about it more, I think that's where you need to start. Collaboration is defined as the action of working with someone to produce or create something. We're stronger together. Two brains are better than one. But how do you successfully collaborate? And more than that, how do you collaborate without losing yourself and your identity in the project? I started thinking about famous collaborations and partnerships. Of course, historically, there's the Wright brothers, creating the first concept of the airplane in the very early 1900s. And my personal favorites, John Lennon and Paul McCartney of the Beatles, with their silver and gold voices, as my dad would always put it. It's hard to picture one without the other, yet they kept their individual identities so strongly. We're so fortunate to live in an age where we have so many advanced methods of communication to help us collaborate. In an article I read about the perspective of collaboration, the author wrote that collaboration is not a route to less work or greater productivity. Collaboration is to produce knowledge that would have otherwise never existed. I think, in fact, collaboration can be more difficult and more work because you're having to organize two sets of thoughts, make decisions on how to move forward together, and use effective communication techniques to remain on the same page. I mean, I think we've all had that school project where our group members never contributed and we were stuck doing the entire project by ourselves the night before. Does that ring a bell to anybody? So how do you collaborate and communicate effectively? And again, how do you do it without losing your identity? Many people might say the key is knowing how to work with others. Well, yes, I do think that's true. But it starts like any relationship, collaboration, or partnership with yourself. You must know yourself and ask yourself, what kind of a partner am I? What do I bring to the table? What do I need from others to be successful? What am I prone to do that could make this collaboration less effective? And what are my skills that will be useful in this project? You need to fully understand yourself before you begin understanding others. And once you have an understanding of how you operate and what you're going to bring to a collaboration, you can then begin to understand and work with others, getting to know them, their needs, their strengths, and formulating how you will work together and what needs to be adjusted within yourself to make the collaboration or partnership more successful. I could go on and on here too about the importance of this in personal or romantic relationships, but I'm going to stick strictly to the application of collaboration in the professional environment here today. And in the future, I would like to talk about not losing your identity in personal relationships. There's so much on that topic. Collaboration is actually one of the biggest reasons I decided to go back to grad school and study business. I work on a corporate team, and as the communications lead, it's my duty to partner with every single corporate function, from HR and operations to finance, to help them get their messaging out and for us to be consistent in keeping our mission and values in mind. So I found myself wanting to be a better collaborator, needing to sharpen my own skills and knowledge and understanding of what they do, so I could not only understand and empathize with their needs, but bring something to the table. Now, this doesn't mean becoming an expert on a subject. That's literally the great thing about a collaboration. You only have to know what you know. And can you do things to increase your knowledge? Yes. But I think a successful collaboration will teach each member of that collaboration something as well. So if you're successfully collaborating, you'll learn something new and you'll bring something solid to the table at the same time. And the product that can come out of that successful collaboration is magic. Living in the marketing and communications world, I'm collaborating all the time with web developers, graphic designers, the other corporate functions on the team, like I mentioned. And it's important to realize that we could not do our job without each other. If you successfully communicate an idea and understand someone's needs, I promise you they will think you are gold. It sounds simple, but it's learned and something a lot of people struggle with. So I've been able to approach intimidating collaborations and come out successful because I went in completely confident in my skill set, knowing what I could bring to the table. And as a communications professional, I don't go into a finance meeting expecting to run numbers and reports and cost analysis, but I do listen and I do work to understand their needs, and I'm not afraid to ask questions. I then offer my ideas on how I best think their message should be communicated. And that's a win-win. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention respect here. When collaborating, it's so important to show the other person respect. Respect their knowledge, respect their thoughts, and their ideas. Collaborations are vulnerable and take vulnerability. It can be scary to share your ideas. If you enter the collaboration with respect, it makes it so much easier to be vulnerable and feel comfortable. So I decided I was going to lay out my ideas on successful collaboration without losing identity in 6 steps so that it could be simple and you could repeat this back and have something to grasp onto after listening to this podcast. So in kind of summarizing them, they sound something like this. 1, know yourself and your strengths. 2, understand the person you are working with and learn their strengths. 3, be open and honest about what you can bring to the table. 4, respect the fact that the other person may have a different skill set than you and maximize on that. If you're each bringing something different and awesome to the table, your project will be a success. Number 5, decide how you will split the work. And finally, number 6, give credit. This mutual respect sets an example for others. It takes someone humble to admit they didn't do it all alone. But the most successful teams are able to give credit to each other. And this right now allows for your partner's work and your own to not get lost and not lose its identity. So please, if you have some thoughts, or even if you've been struggling in a current collaboration or project and you want to reach out, I'd love to hear how you have successfully kept your identity and what you've done. So DM me. My Instagram is @winggirlpr. So I hope to hear from you and would love to chat with you more on this subject. Thank you so much.